it's Tamara at True Connection, your dating and relationship coach, with my final installment in the love language series. So does your partner have 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 love languages and you're a little overwhelmed and confused? Stay tuned. I'm going to give you not only tips but also ideas on how to combine the love languages and the gestures so that you're getting and hitting all of the love languages at one time. So hit subscribe and stay tuned. Alrighty, your partner has more than one love language. So actually this is really good news for both of you. So you probably have one of those love languages in common. So let's say you each have 2 love languages and you share touch. The great thing is that you can turn any loving gesture into a touch gesture, right? With hand holding or a hand on the leg, hand around, or your hand on their back as you're walking through a restaurant. So there's all sorts of ways you can just throw a little smooch or a little touch in there. So I'm going to give you tips and ideas on how to navigate more than one love language. The great thing about having a love language in common is that one will come easy to you, right? So instinctively, you are already doing that. So if you're a touch person, you are already touching them, kissing them, hugging them, hello, goodbye, and throwing those little gestures in throughout the day. Now, acts of service, for example, then might not come easy to you because as a touch person, that might feel foreign to you. So remember, love languages are how we each give and receive love and affection. So your partner actually needs you, if they are an acts of service person, to show them love in that way and through touch, if those are their 2 love languages. So make sure that you've gotten online, taken the assessment. Just Google the free assessment, Love Language Quiz or Love Language Assessment by Dr. Gary Chapman. It's a brilliant system. It'll tell you if you only have 1, 2, 3, or 4 love languages, and they'll give you a score for each of the love languages, and then you'll know where to start. And you want to understand your love languages and you want to understand your partner's love languages. So I'm going to put it down below in the description area so that you have the link to buy the book if you want, because you can turn right to acts of service, highlight it, look at it, and learn specifically about the love language you're not so comfortable with and kind of about the concept in general. So if you are struggling with one of these, you want to do some more research, right? You want to figure out how to show your partner affection in their way. To my other blogs and videos, because I've listed ideas for each love language. So specific things to do if you're touch, specific things to do for words of affirmation or gifts, etc. Okay, so let's get started on the tips. So how do you navigate more than one love language? So one thing, read the book. I mean, just because you want to be able to combine these, which makes it easier on you, but you also want to understand, what does gifts even mean? Is my partner materialistic? If they're acts of service, is my partner now, going to expect me to take over all their chores and be their slave? Words of affirmation, I think I'm already saying a lot, but am I saying enough? So number 1, read the book. You just need to understand the concept of love languages. Tip number 2, ask your partner how they feel. Is what I'm doing working? How do you feel this week? How are we doing? And you want to ask that every once in a while, because they might feel really good in the words of affirmation. You're really expressive, but maybe they don't feel like you're close enough in the touch. So if they are words of affirmation and touch, they might feel really good about one, but not another one. Okay, so you want feedback on both, so you kind of know how to weigh those out. Well, and if your partner is having an off week, we all have those, right? Or an off day, they might need a lot of touch today and then go back to the normal balance of words and touch tomorrow. But today's special, and you with, if you have multiple love languages, you're just going to have to say more, express more about what you need. When you come home from work and it's been a wretched, awful day, just say, oh my gosh, do we have time to sit on the couch, eat some pizza and watch a movie and cuddle up and just veg out? I cannot do one more thing today, but I really need you, affection from you, time with you. Can we just hang tonight? Tip number 3. So you want to be open with your partner when they ask you for feedback, or right when something's happening, you love what your partner is doing right now. Just tell them. Be really open with what you love, what you don't like, what was nice, but it didn't quite work or it didn't feel comfortable for the two of you, because some of these things, if you've never done them, they just might feel awkward. So tip number 3 is just be open with how you're feeling and what you are responding to. You might be discovering 2 new things about yourself, which is a beautiful thing. Tip number 4, so as you go along and you're trying different things, it's helpful if you give your partner feedback in the moment. So you want to have that open, shared dialogue with your partner. Let's say you hold hands and on your way to a picnic, and then you spend, quality time together, and you tell your partner, how much you care about them. So that was a whole lot of love languages in one gesture, one couple of hour event, which is really neat. But your partner could tell you felt awkward with the words of affirmation. So does your partner want you to practice more? Let's keep trying that. Let's see if we can get comfortable with it. Or would they rather have you try something else? So just be open right when things are happening. Give feedback, and then give yourself grace, because this is going to take time. These are new habits you're developing, and it takes 21 days to develop a new habit, guys. So this really will take practice and time. Tip number 5, show appreciation. Your partner's trying, so thank them. So even if you feel like your partner's not trying enough, if you show appreciation for what they are doing, that's going to incent them to try more, try different things. And honestly, they just might be struggling. I don't get this love language at all. What do I do? I mean, they might actually need to sit down with you and write down all your ideas on things that you would find really loving, or what you feel might bring you closer to your partner. They might need you to sit down with them and write some things down. And I know it's so much more romantic when your partner just does it, right? But they just might not know enough about how to reach you or your preferences. Now that they kind of get the love language concept, how does that translate into what you want specifically? So they really might need you to get very specific and then try things and experiment and just see how it goes. So appreciate them, say thank you. Here are some specific ideas on how you can combine love languages. And the truth is, you're doing this already. You're already combining these love languages without even knowing it. It's part of your personality. And the truth is, you wouldn't have made it this long with your partner if you weren't already doing this. Because remember, it's the little things that matter. Right? Not a huge, let's go on a cruise, huge gesture. It's the little tiny everyday things that keep you guys connected and feel treasured. So combining the love languages is really important, because even if gifts is your partner's last love language on the list, they rated a 2. Okay, well, it's their birthday. So you still want to honor their birthday. You still want to honor those special occasions. We need all 5 love languages, and we appreciate and love all 5 love languages, but your partner actually needs only 1, 2, or 3, depending on how many primaries they have. Here are 4 ideas on how to spend some really fun time and expensive time together and combine lots of love languages. So even if your partner is not words of affirmation, they still need to hear how you feel about them, what you appreciate about them, what you admire about them. Okay, so you do want to combine multiple love languages. Even if your partner has multiple and you only have one, your love language is touch, you still want to hear them say they love you, and you still want a gift on your birthday or a love note on your car for your words of affirmation, or to spend time, right? You want to hang out with the person you love. Alrighty, so idea number 1 is movie night. So you might be in the habit of already watching a movie together, but if you want to up it a couple notches, stop and get their favorite treat, their favorite dessert, their movie candy. Invite them to sit down and have a date night at home with you, with the candy or the treat. Watch the show together, snuggle up, and then talk about it afterwards. Because if you just sit down in front of the TV and zone out, that's touch, but that's it. You want to add a little bit more, maybe with the treat, snuggling up, and talking about the movie. So then you get touch, quality time, and gifts. Okay, idea number 2. Dinner date night. Okay, so you want to go out. Maybe you want to plan something a little special. So you've been listening. Your partner's been saying they want to try this new restaurant. So leave them a love note That's words of affirmation. Inviting them on the date, what to wear, what time. You guys drive to the date together. You hold hands in the car and enjoy a really leisurely, slow evening together. You sit close to each other at the table. You talk about your day and you take time to listen, right? And ask more of those questions. And if you guys are feeling, close that night, or you feel like your partner needs to hear a little something, or maybe their love language is words of affirmation, then you want to take that opportunity to say how great things are going, how much you love them and care about them, how you have appreciated what they've done this week. So on this dinner date, you've got multiple opportunities for words of affirmation, touch, quality time, and then, of course, gifts, which is the going out to dinner. That's 4, you guys. That's a lot. Let's do idea number 3. Alrighty, here's a quickie and a really good one. And this one is something you can do really often and hit a lot of those love languages with one little gesture. Make your partner's favorite morning beverage, coffee, tea, just how they like it, and hide it in the car. So have it ready in the car before they go to work. Put a little love note on top and give them a hug and kiss goodbye. So you've got acts of service, words of affirmation, and touch, right? This is really quick, right? You're throwing together a cup of coffee, a little sweet romantic note on a sticky note, and you're putting it in the car. So what did that take? 5 minutes? And you hit 3 love languages with one little gesture, something you can do easily and often. Idea number 4. Okay, your partner's overwhelmed. This is idea number 4. And you are seeing that they really need some help. So acts of service, they need you to step in and actually help. This is not just, I love you, I want to help you. It's like, step in, do the job, help me with the chore, help me with the work. So they've come home from the grocery store. Oh my gosh, how blissful would it be to have your partner come out, unload the car, put all the groceries away. And while you're doing that, pour your partner their favorite drink, glass of whiskey or wine, ice water, lemonade, and have them sit and relax, and you guys just chat while you do all that work, right? So that's acts of service. And then, if you're talking and having loving conversation, that's words of affirmation too. After you put all the groceries away and do all those things, if you sit down, you see that your partner is stressed, right? They need a little bit more time. You rub their neck, talk about their day, you listen, right? And now you're getting quality time and touch in there too. So you're reconnecting. I mean, those few minutes that you guys spend talking about your day or what's on their mind or worries or, even things on their mind with their friends or hobbies, things that aren't going well in life. That's how you maintain that best friendship. And that is a really loving way to stay in touch and stay connected. So those are 4 ideas on how you can combine a lot of love languages with one gesture, and something from 5 minutes all the way to, a few hours going out to dinner. So this is easier than you think, guys, and you are doing a lot of these all at once. So pat yourself on the back that you already are doing a lot of these different love language gestures without realizing it, and doing a lot of them often, which will fill your partner's love tank. So if your partner's tank still isn't full, that's when you have that open conversation about, okay, what do you need? What can I do for you? What do you want more or less of? Maybe it's less touch, more acts of service. I need more help around the house. Like, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I just cannot get my share of things done right now in this really busy season in my life. And then when that season of their life calms down, then maybe, things adjust again and they need less acts of service and more words of affirmation, for example. So don't worry, guys, you are going to get the hang of this. It only takes 21 days to develop a new habit, and give yourself that grace. Be open with your partner, give them feedback, make sure you tell your partner what you need too, because if your love tank isn't full, it's going to be very difficult for you to give when you don't have, a lot of resources in yourself yet. Okay, so if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. And I have all these other videos, guys, one for every love language that you can watch. And I also wrote blogs for them all because I don't want you to necessarily have to write all these down. So I look forward to coming to you with another video. Oh, and in November, a lot of you have asked me for gift suggestions, especially if you're a gifts person. What's there left to buy? What do I do? Or how do I buy a gift for quality time? What does that even look like? So I'm doing, like regular gifts for each love language, a separate blog for each one. And then I'm going to do like small gifts too. If you have like little gestures you want to do around the house or for the holidays or stocking stuffers, things like that. So that's going to be the second and third week in November. So I'll see you later, guys. Good luck. And if you need any help, you know where to find me, true-connection.net. Would love to help you guys kind of figure this love language thing out. Good luck.